Today I am talking about tip number 2 in my For Sale by Owner marketing toolkit, which is preparing your home to hit the market. You know, when you're selling your home, whether it's on your own or using an agent or whatever the situation is, first impressions are very, very crucial. You are trying to make a buyer think of your house as their future home. You want to make sure that your house makes a very positive impression in the mind and the eyes of the buyer. You want to go through your home and look at all the details as if you're looking at it from a buyer's perspective. With that in mind, I think it's a great idea, as we talk about these tips, for you to have a friend or a family member, even a real estate agent. This is something that I do all the time. Walk through your home and give you some ideas about things that could be done better to make your home look more appealing to potential buyers. Now, I kind of need to say, look, these are things that are important if you're actually actively trying to sell your home, not just put your home up for sale. Big difference. Up for sale means you're probably, maybe you don't really want to move. You're just trying to see what's out there, what the market looks like. Maybe you put it up for a ridiculous price thinking, oh, if somebody pays me this, I'll sell. Well, that's different than actively trying to sell your house. When you're trying to sell your house, you're doing the things, the big things and the small things, to get your house sold for top dollar and on your own terms. So that's what this video is about. How to get your house prepared to put on the market so that you can get it sold the way you want it and for the money that you need. So as you're getting your house ready to be sold, you want to go through and you want to, of course, weigh all of the cost versus the benefits of doing minor repairs, major repairs, cleaning, painting, replacing carpet, all those types of things. Because your buyers are going to be doing the same thing. As they walk through your house, they're going to be thinking, how much is it going to be to fix that stain? How much is it going to be to replace those shingles? How much is it going to be to fix the cracks in the driveway? So the more that you can do before they show up to look at your house is going to speak volumes about the condition that your house is in. The less they have to do, of course, the better for them. It also says things about how you've taken care of your house. When a buyer walks through a house, especially on the first visit, they're not looking in the attic and they're not doing a foundation inspection and things like that. But the condition that they see your house in is going to give them either some caution or it's going to give them some confidence about how well you've taken care of the house overall. All right, so how do you prepare your house? Well, the first thing you got to do is get packing and get things into storage. You want to pack up any extra personal stuff that's in the house. A lot of times this is extra personal pictures that are on the wall, vacation photos, vacation knickknacks that are on the counters, extra decor that's, between the couch and the wall, those types of things. Certainly a few family pictures are okay. A beautiful big portrait on the wall is really nice. But the extra stuff, you want to pack it up and you want to get it into storage. And speaking of a storage unit, this is something that I provide all my clients. I give them 3 months worth of a storage unit to help with the transition from the old house to the new house, but also for what we're talking about today, decluttering your house. Get things into boxes and put it into a storage unit so that your house is clean and tidy and organized. Is your living room overcrowded? Is the basement overcrowded? Are the kids' bedrooms overcrowded? If so, pack it up, put it into storage. Again, you want people looking at your house not to see all your stuff, but you want it to be kind of a blank canvas for them to envision their own stuff and making this house their home. Okay, you want to pack up any extra rugs, any extra mats that you don't need. Certainly if there's one covering a stain on the carpet, pack up the mat, clean the carpet. All right, you're going to want to organize the closets, the cabinets, the drawers. Again, you don't have to throw stuff away, throw it in boxes, get it in storage. But when a buyer comes walking through a house, they're not trying to be nosy or anything, but it's common for them to open a cabinet, open a drawer, especially in the kitchen, to see, really to see kind of what condition it's in. If every drawer they open is just chocked full of stuff, well, it kind of speaks to how you've been taking care of your house. And it may be a little bit of a turnoff to a potential buyer. So again, basically you want to declutter the entire house. A clean house, a tidy house, a house that's in good repair, speaks volumes, and it elicits a lot of confidence in the buyer. Again, they're going off what they can see. And if it's a mess, they may not want to investigate further, and they'll just keep on going down the road. If it's clean and tidy and organized and decluttered, definitely something that they might want to revisit and consider as their future home. All right, the next thing on the list here is scrub, and then do a little bit more scrubbing. You want to go through that house and you want to make it as clean and spotless as possible. Go into the kitchen. Make sure all the surfaces are clean. Make sure all the cabinets are clean inside and out. Make sure the sink, of course, is clean. You want to go into the bathrooms, clean the sinks, the mirrors, the toilets, behind the toilet. You want to get into the tubs and the showers, get them clean. You don't want a buyer to come through and think of it as a mess. You don't want a buyer to come through and look into the tub and see a big stain and think, is that thing even going to come out? Okay, make that house as clean as possible. Get those windows clean, inside for sure, outside also, if the weather permits. And then speaking of outside, you want to go and you want to clean off the decks. You want to clean any railings. You want to clean the stairs, maybe shutters if you've got them. Make sure there's no cobwebs or leaves stuck in there. Get everything looking as nice and new as possible. All right, while we're on the subject of outside, the curb appeal cannot be overstated. I can't tell you how many times I roll up to a house that's already for sale, either it's with an agent or for sale by owner, and it looks like they've put no effort whatsoever into their outside. I can't believe this. When people are thinking about buying a house, you'd be surprised how many times they've come and sat out in front of your house before they ever called to make an appointment to come inside. They're looking it over. They're looking at the background. They're looking at the neighbor's yards. They're looking at all the things, around to see if this house is worth pursuing. So depending on the season, there's a lot of things that you can do to give your house as much curb appeal as possible. If it's summertime, get in there and mow the grass. Put those nice little, diamond cross-cut patterns in your yard. Make sure all your flower beds are weeded. The bushes are pruned. The trees are pruned. Make sure there's no dead fruit laying in the yard, things like that. Get an edger. Make sure that the walkways and the driveways are all nice and crisp and clean. Certainly remove any of the little flowers and weeds that are growing up through the cracks. These are things that we do when I'm working with a client. I bring in a crew. They do it for you. We want to make sure that house on the outside is as stunning as possible for everybody who's going to drive by and might be interested in that house. If it's wintertime, remove the snow. Get out there and make it look really nice. If you use salt, sweep up the extra salt. Okay? Remove the icicles that are hanging. If there's mud and stuff around from the dirty snow, clean that up and do a little extra. Go into the neighbor's driveway a little bit or the walkway a little bit. Make sure that your house isn't the beautiful rose sitting between the thorns. If you can make the neighbor's yards look as nice as possible too, definitely worth the investment. All right, so those are the big things. Now here are the finishing touches. You want to walk through the house, go into the bathrooms and replace or hang new towels and new washcloths. That always looks great. In the bedrooms, if you can replace the bedding, great. If not, at least freshen it up. You want to make sure all the closets are organized, kind of spread the clothes out a little bit, make sure everything looks good. We've already talked about the drawers and the cabinets, so hopefully that's already done. Again, make sure there's no dirty dishes in the sink. Make sure all the waste baskets are cleaned out, the garbage has been taken out. Again, you want to make sure there's no dirty dishes in the sink, and you want to make sure all the waste baskets are cleaned out and the garbage has been taken out. You also want to walk through the house and see what touch-up paint you need to apply. If you removed any portraits or anything like that off the wall, you want to fill in the little nail holes. Make sure the paint matches, of course. I'm not saying you need to repaint the whole house because the new buyers, they may want a different color than you would pick. But certainly go through and touch up any small holes, any cracks, anything like that. Make it look nice. Okay, and last but not least, you want to walk through the house, or better yet, have someone like me or a friend or a family member who can be honest with you, walk through your house and see if there are some odors that maybe you've gone nose blind to. Maybe you like to cook salmon a couple times a week inside. Maybe the tidy cat isn't working. Maybe, the little doggy left some nice smelly treats in a closet or behind some furniture. Okay? You want to make sure your house is odor free. If you need to deodorize the carpet or the furniture, absolutely you have to do that. Air out the house. put in some good smells, bake some fresh bread, bake some cookies. A lot of times we will do things like that when we host an open house so that it's very inviting when someone comes in. In the fall, nothing speaks to a buyer quite like pumpkin spice. Okay, so there you have it. Those are my tips in preparing your house to be put on the market. I hope you found some of these things valuable. If you have any questions or maybe there's something I forgot, please put it in the comments below. And if you have any specific questions about your situation, or if you'd like me to come or someone like me to come and do an evaluation of your home before you put it on the market, please reach out to me. All my contact information is below. I hope you'll tune in to the next video in this series, which is tip number 3. Preparing all of the necessary legal documents. You're going to need these for the sale of the home. Whether your state requires it or your county or the IRS, you're going to need these things. But also, very importantly, there are a lot of unscrupulous people out there who are looking to take advantage of someone who is selling their house on their own. So you want to have all the documentation in place to protect yourself and have everything necessary for the sale of your home. So I'll see you in the next video, and until then, good luck with all of your real estate goals.